'Tis the season to deck the halls, and there's one flower that dominates the decorating game during the holidays. Each year, poinsettia sales rack up about $144,000, roughly 1/4 of the total annual potted plant sales. In this month's Blooming on the Bayou, TWILA's Kristen White takes us to Louisiana Tech, where they are growing a big business by cultivating this Christmas tradition.
Hey guys, welcome back to Blooming on the Bayou. Now that Thanksgiving is over, I give you my official permission to start decorating for Christmas. And if there's one plant that symbolizes Christmas, aside from the Christmas tree, it would have to be the poinsettia. And here at Louisiana Tech University, they've grown a reputation for producing some of the best poinsettias in the state. So let's go find out how they create this Christmas classic. Now, when we talk about poinsettias, one of the best places, at least in North Louisiana, to buy poinsettias is the Louisiana Tech Greenhouse. And here with us is Greenhouse Supervisor and Lab Supervisor Lauren Jennings. Now, Lauren, tell me about the poinsettia project that you guys do every year.
Well, the Louisiana Tech poinsettia production is a long-standing tradition. And basically, the poinsettia sales keep our operation going. So it helps fund our research, education, and community projects. This year we have about 4,000 plants in production, and last year we brought over $30,000 in for the Louisiana Tech Greenhouse.
From seedling to what you see now, tell me what kind of process that is.
All right, so we actually get our rooted cuttings in March. So we've been cultivating these since March of this year. Okay. The other ones we start getting in July. So it really is like, seriously, it's like Christmas in July. We have poinsettias everywhere in July, and so we get the rooted cutting and we put them in these pots right here. And over the next few months, it is a very intensive process of watering, making sure the plants stay at a certain temperature. They're actually a really high maintenance plant.
So you told me that the watering process is very interesting. So let's go walk and you're going to show me how that process happens.
Sure. Something that people don't realize about poinsettias is the way that we water them. And we actually, every single day, we pick up every poinsettia. And the way you can tell if they need watering is if they're heavy or not. So we literally go through every single one. See, this one's a little bit lighter. Try that one.
Let me test my skills out.
So we actually do it with one hand, and we do it with the same hand every time, so you can get an accurate feel. So let's see. This one's a little bit heavy. This one's slightly lighter. See if you can tell the difference.
Heavy. Slightly lighter.
Just a little bit. So in this case, we're going to water this one.
Okay. So this is pretty crucial to getting this perfect final product, right?
Absolutely. In this stage of their production, you cannot let them get dried out. They're in this rapid growth stage where they're really growing these huge vegetative leaves.
Right.
If they get dry, it's like the end of the poinsettias.
You do something else that I learned last time when I was here. You alter the light to kind of fool them, right?
Yeah. So poinsettias are a light-sensitive plant, and they're native in Mexico. So closer to the equator, so they get more light there. So here we have to do all kind of manipulations to get them to turn. They don't normally turn at Christmas time. So in October is whenever we start turning on all the lights. So they literally receive light 24 hours a day. About Halloween is whenever we stop the light manipulation, and then they actually need the opposite. So they need total darkness at night.
That's really interesting. And see, you learn something new every day, especially when you watch Blooming on the Bayou. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, Lauren's going to give us some tips and tricks on how to pick the perfect poinsettia plant no matter where you're buying them from. Stay with us. Welcome back to Blooming on the Bayou. We're here at the Louisiana Tech Poinsettia Greenhouse, and Lauren has got some very helpful insider tips when you're looking for poinsettias, whether you're shopping at Walmart or you're coming to the Louisiana Tech Greenhouse to pick them up. You said there's one thing you can look at that really makes a difference on the shelf life of your poinsettia.
Right, so when you go to your nursery or wherever you want to buy your poinsettias, you actually want to look at the flowers here. Let's do a quick science review, okay? So this whole thing, that's not the flower, okay?
Right.
This green area right here, this is the flower. These colored leaves are called bracts. People think they're petals,
right?
But a bract is just a specialty leaf that'll change color. So the flower is actually right here. So basically what we're looking for when we go to shop for poinsettias, we want a really tight, closed flower. If you see a poinsettia that has yellow pollen or even sap on it already, that means it's probably close to its end of its shelf life. And so if you can find one that have these tight, closed flowers here, that means it's gonna last a long time in your home. You can enjoy it through the holidays.
So when you bring them home, what are some things that people at home can do to extend the life of them?
So a good thing to do, you don't want to overwater them when you get home. If you want to do the trick that I taught you, you can pick them up and see if they feel completely saturated. If they're heavy, they don't need water. Or you can just simply get your fingertips. If the soil feels moist, you don't need to water. If it feels dry, then it's time to water. Another thing to keep in mind is that you need to keep the poinsettias with some natural light and try not to change the temperature drastically. So probably not good to put it next to the fireplace or next to an air conditioning vent. Basically, they like about 65 to 70 degrees, just a comfortable room temperature.
So when most people go to the store to buy poinsettias, you'll see red and white sometimes, but at the Tech Greenhouse, you've got a wide array of colors.
We do. We have a wide variety, and this is my favorite room. We call it the hot pink room. This is called Love You Pink, and it's a newer variety, and I like them because the color is just so bright and impressive, and it's actually a taller variety, so I think they're fantastic. We also have another pink variety. It's called Polly's Pink. It's more of a muted tone. It pairs really well with the white here. We have red Chianti, and it kind of looks like a holly bush.
It does.
If you have more dark colors, it'll go good with your color scheme. I like this one. It's called Red Glitter, and it has little flecks of white, if you look real close.
And so this is just a baby version of the...
It is. These are the little pixies you can see right here. Oh, look at that. Little 4-inch pots.
If people at home watching this maybe want to buy one, can they call and come and pick them up?
They can. So unfortunately we don't typically do deliveries, but if you want to call 318-257-2918, you can place your order there. You can pick it up through December 21st. Or if you want to, you can just go to the sales room and do some shopping.
And we'll put a link to all that information on our website. Lauren, thank you so much for opening your doors to your greenhouse and showing us that. If you have any questions on how to care for your poinsettias or any other general flower, landscaping, or garden questions, head on over to our website, twilatv.org, and you can submit your questions there, and we're sure to find an answer for you. Thanks so much. We hope to see you next time, Blooming on the Bayou.
That does it for this edition of TWILA. Be sure to join us next week when we'll take a look back at some of our favorite stories from 2018 and show you one Louisiana farm couple who have done well on the national stage. Until then, you can watch all of our stories online at twilatv.org, and be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. For all of us here at TWILA, thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again right here next week.